The elevator on the 13th floor. When I moved into my first apartment alone, I was thrilled. It was an old building in the city center with architecture that looked frozen in the 1930s. The concierge, a gray-haired man with an ashen voice, told me something curious when he handed me the keys. Don't use the elevator after midnight. Sometimes it skips floors. I thought it was a joke or some local superstition, but I laughed and nodded anyway. That first night, after unpacking until late, I went down to take out the trash. It was 12:17. I didn't think about the concierge's warning. I got on the elevator. I pressed the button for the 6th floor, but instead of stopping there, the elevator kept going, all the way to the 13th floor. Except my building didn't have a 13th floor. There was no button for it, no record of it on the panel. The doors opened slowly, and what I saw froze my blood. A sepia-toned hallway with worn-out carpets, dim lighting, and paintings on the walls that seemed to watch me. I walked a few steps. Everything was completely silent. Not even my phone had signal. At the end of the hallway, a half-open door let out faint music. A waltz. Inside, an old-fashioned room with people dancing. They wore clothes from another era. No one looked at me. They all seemed trapped in an endless dance, and in one corner, a mirror reflected the room. But I wasn't in it. I ran back to the elevator, pressed all the buttons. Nothing. Until, after what felt like an eternity, the doors finally closed and the elevator began to descend on its own. When it opened on my real floor, it was 12:17 exactly. Not a single minute had passed. The next morning, I asked the concierge about what he'd told me. He just looked at me sadly and said, "Not everyone comes back from the 13th floor. I'm glad you did." Since then, I never used that elevator at night again. And sometimes, right when the clock hits 12:17, I swear I hear a distant waltz floating in the air.